Hello and welcome to FPL Daddy. The break has actually been quite nice because the intensity of the FPL was quite hard to take, to be honest, because of COVID cases and last minute updates regarding injuries of players. So I think all FPL managers can now breathe a huge sigh of relief because the COVID cases have come down and it'll be easier to make decisions going forward into the league. Having said that, it still will be extremely competitive because most managers will have their free hits, wild cards, and bench boost chips yet to play. So we'll speak about that in a moment. And before we go to the team selection for game week 24, let's see how we performed in game week 23. So game week 23 did give us a small green arrow, but what a terrible thing to have your captain red carded. So Dennis was my captain for this game week, and we got a -2 for that. A couple of things which did work out here were doubling up on the Arsenal defense, so that, to be honest, saved the game week. Along with that, KDB performing and De Gea returning some points also helped. So DCL was quite bad, but I mean, Benitez has been sacked and Lampard seems to seems to have an effect already. I just saw their highlights from the FA Cup game, which they won 4-1 against Brentford, and I do think that Everton will have that new manager bounce, especially with their fixtures favoring them. So let's head straight to the team selection for game week 24. So, a couple of things here is that a lot of people DM me on Instagram for a wildcard draft. I will be doing a deadline live stream, and I will also be uh, showing the wildcard team. But as far as my team is concerned, I will not be playing any of the chips right now. Game week 27 seems to be the best option for me to be actually playing the free hit because I have a lot of Arsenal and Liverpool players. So I will actually be playing the free hit in game week 27. Coming to the wild card, I think I will wait and see what the adjusted fixtures will be after the FA Cup games. But game week 33 looks to be a great double game week for almost all the teams. And I would want to play wild card when it's back to back game week so that the following week I can actually use bench boost too. So that's my strategy of actually using my wild card. As far as triple captain is concerned, I think it's a no-brainer to just triple captain Salah in game week 26. So this is how I'm actually planning my chips for the coming game weeks. Coming to my team selection, I have a sorted defense here. De Gea versus Burnley, Trent and Cancelo along with Tierney and Maguire. So a couple of things which I actually wanted to change was take out Maguire because I can actually get a United attacker for a double game week the next week. But I don't really have the funds to do that. I mean, I'll have to remove either of De Bruyne or Jota for me to actually get somebody like a Bruno or a Rashford. So we will talk about that move in the next game week. But in this game week, I'm going to go ahead with a four-man defense of Trent, Cancelo, Tierney, Maguire, and De Gea. I mean, I also have Ben White in the team, and I wanted to play a five-man defense at first, but I think Wolves is a little. I mean, I do agree that they are good defensively, but they do score a goal more often than not. So they don't score a lot of goals, but they do end up scoring in almost every game. So I don't want to take that risk of having two defenders from the same team when I can actually have a better player. I'll just speak about that transfer in a moment. So coming to the midfield, I have Jared Bowen, who is also a great captaincy choice. I have Diego Jota, who hasn't performed, but Leicester have been terrible at the back. They conceded 4 versus Nottingham Forest in the FA Cup game. So Jota does make a good candidate for captaincy. In fact, I think he's the second best candidate, and the third best is Jared Bowen. And the number one candidate for captaincy, according to me, is Kevin De Bruyne. He's been in amazing form. Brentford have been the second worst defense after Leicester lately. And who else better than Kevin De Bruyne to actually captain the team in such a game at Etihad? So Kevin De Bruyne will be my captain, along with Diego Jota and Jared Bowen completing my midfield. Ronaldo, my God, he's been so inconsistent. But I think because the other forwards are actually underperforming, we can afford to have Ronaldo in the team. But the fixtures do favor him. He has a double game week coming up, so he goes nowhere. But after that, I think that will be the first move to actually remove him. My other striker here is Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Again, he just came back from an injury and he didn't perform as well. I mean, the whole Everton team did bad under Benitez, but Lampard likes Calvert-Lewin, and I'm hopeful that he does well. The fixtures of Everton are actually quite good, if you see here, Newcastle, Leeds, and Southampton. So I think we can play him for 2 or 3 game weeks. I'm also quite happy that Van de Beek has joined Everton and he'll finally get some game time. So being a United fan, it was quite hard to see Van de Beek on the bench all the time. Another United player who I've been extremely disappointed with is Mason Greenwood. I'm sure the entire football world is condemning what he did. There is still, it still needs to be proven that he is guilty, but from whatever we can see on Instagram, uh, he does look like he's done what he's done, and it's not only uh, disgusting, but also really sad for somebody that talented who had a really bright future in the England and the United setup. So that's another thing I really wanted to talk about. So the transfer which I think I'm going to make this game week is actually remove McAllister. I agree, McAllister has a double game week, but it's against Watford and Man United. So Watford have just appointed Roy Hodgson. I mean, Roy Hodgson has always been known to have a solid defense at the back. So I do think that teams like Norwich, Watford, and Burnley have improved lately. So they're not runaway fixtures. The teams with the worst defenses right now are Brentford and Leicester. So those teams, playing against them should be your matter of concern, and not something like a Norwich, which was bad, but I don't think is as bad anymore. So my transfer for the week will actually be getting in Bundia. Again, Aston Villa were a terrible team, but Gerrard has come and made Aston Villa really good. I mean, I could even go with, I think, Coutinho. No, I can't afford him. But again, regardless of the price, for me, it was absolutely clear that I was going to go with Bundia. I wanted to also consider Ollie Watkins, but DCL also has good fixtures, so I didn't make that move. And according to me, Bundia has been the star in the Aston Villa attack, and honestly see him to get us more attacking returns. So this will be my team. I'll confirm it only towards the end of the deadline. And if you want to know about the wildcard team for this game week, I will be doing a deadline live stream, and I will be showing my wildcard team then. So once again, thank you so much for signing into FPL Daddy.